All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman crossword. Let's see what Everyman has for us this week. One across, it's eternal, they say, in vitro meat. That's a terrible thought. I think it's just a hidden clue. Yeah, within vitro meat we have Rome, called the Eternal City. Excuse me. Presence of mind initially disturbed, making amends. I'm not sure which end is the definition. Presence of mind? I would have thought initially disturbed was the letter D. Maybe it is making amends, or amends, reparations, or something like that. I don't see it. A stimulator provoked vandals. Well, stimulator is 10 letters. I'm thinking we anagram that. I think it's just mutilators. It's not much of an anagram. Let's go back to the acrosses. It shows, now is that axes or axes, part of plotter's designs? Yeah, I don't get that one. Referred to model in Channel Islands on Ecstasy. Oh, yeah, I think to refer to something might be to cite it. The Channel Islands can be abbreviated to CI. The model, we sometimes see this as a Model T, and then ecstasy can be abbreviated to E. Ultimately, furious into craw sticks one. That's extremely inferior. Reads very awkwardly, but I'm thinking the definition is inferior. Ultimately, furious could be the last letter of furious, an S. Substandard, maybe into craw. Craw could be, I suppose, mouth or throat. No, trembling mankind, holy, welcoming earth's biblical promise. I think trembling might be an anagram indicator. We have a total of 12 letters. I think mankind plus holy is 11, and then E can stand for earth. Yes, I think an anagram of all of that is going to be biblical promise. Yeah, let me pause, sip my coffee, and think about that. Well, I wasn't getting anything for the anagram, so I looked again at one down now that I have that C as well, and I thought about recompense. And I think what's going on is an anagram of presence plus the initial letters of and mind. And I think that makes recompense for amends. And then once I had that, I thought, ooh, milk and honey, I suppose the promised land of milk and honey. All right, what posh homes have, aka station wagons. Oh, I think that's a very simple double definition. Another name for a station wagon, as it would be in the US, would be an estate car. And so estates, posh homes, have their estates. Ooh, here's our weekly primarily clue. Primarily pecuniarily relayed or reimbursed according to amplitude. pro rata, yeah, are the initial letters or primary letters of all of that. Ah, there we go. Stuff what you can do to the www you say. You say sounds like a homophone for, is it for the internet, the World Wide Web? Just, do all those W's stand for something else? Stuff. Now that could be stuff as in things or stuff as in the verb. To stuff. Yeah, I don't see it. Not half pretentious, opposed to Italian wine. I think it might be a type of wine, a variety or something like that. And maybe part of the word pretentious. Oh, opposed to can be anti. I'm wondering. Oh no, I was trying to get spumanti, but that's 8 letters. And Italian might simply be an I at the end. No, I don't see it. Origamist's income. Well, I think they might get some folding money. I like that. Small drink adjacent to a finger. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Is it going to be a word for a small drink? But small could be maybe short, and then a word for drink, and then that's going to mean, I don't know what adjacent to a finger would be, a thumb? Quiet tune mate. Well, quiet can be SH or P for piano in music. Yeah, I think I prefer it being P and then a 3. Ah, a tune might be an air. I was thinking mate as in your best mate, but it's to mate, might be to pair. Bad neighbor, accounting cryptically for taste. Well, cryptically can indicate an anagram, but I'm wondering if this is one of those clues where the answer, the 2 words, are like instructions in a cryptic clue that might give you a word of something for taste, or in fact they might be the ingredient for the word taste. But I don't know, bad neighbor. No, let's finish the acrosses. Say, this culture regularly disappears. Are we just going to take every other letter from this culture? That's going to be too many. Regularly disappears suggests we would remove every second, but we're going to have too many letters. Is it something to do with cultures as in yogurt or no, let's go back to the downs. Oh yeah, I only looked at 2 of them. Shrinks showing barmy decrees. Oh, I'm thinking barmy is telling us to anagram decrees, and it's not going to be shrinks as in psychiatrists. It's going to be shrinks as in recedes. All right, spooners to a spy deck in fog. Ooh, pea soup, of course, can be fog. And Spooner would say see poop, as in the poop deck. A real pea super. Goatee God, devil, I'm not sure, it's chaos. Ah, yeah, so just thinking of chaos, I thought of pandemonium. I think the goatee god is Pan. The devil is demon. I is I. And if you're not sure, you might say as I often do during these videos. Like a piper or a clown. Ooh. I'm thinking, yes, Pied Piper. And a clown might have a cream pie put in their face, so they might be pied. She's dreadfully hurt. I was wondering if it might be an anagram of she's, but I can just see Hess. Oh, no, it's an anagram of hurt, and it's the girl's name, Ruth. Ooh, this looks like something, graph paper. So I think it's just a cryptic definition. Graph paper does show the lines for the vertical and horizontal axes. And somebody who is plotting, maybe making a garden plan, or an architect maybe, might use graph paper. That was our ultimately furious inferior. Is it going to mean ultimately, or I think it's going to be inferior, but scrawniest maybe. Which does have craw in it. Maybe I was subconsciously thinking of the, let's see, ultimately furious is the S. Into craw sticks 1. I think that's might be IE. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to decipher this one. I'm fairly confident the answer is scrawniest. But let me pause and sip my coffee and think about that. The best I can get is that I think craw and sticks might be craw plus nest. And then you stick into that 1, which is the I. So it's not that is. I think that's is just a linking word to the definition of extremely inferior. That's the best I can do. If you have a better explanation, please let me know. All right, due, both late, for renewal, PDQ, pretty damn quick. At the, yeah, I think for renewal means we're going to anagram due, both late. Yeah, that's the right number of letters. Yeah, I think it has to be, we do have 2 T's at the, we're going to have a B and a D and an L. Let me pause and work that one out. The remaining words spell out double. I thought it was on the double, not at the double, but maybe both ways are acceptable. All right, cleric at formal event, embracing pole, that's smashing. I wonder if that N is the North Pole that is being embraced. And I don't think that N is the pole, but I think there's another one because I thought a formal event might be a ball. And I think slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball, whatever that means. So it's a canon is the cleric, and one of those ends is the pole that's being embraced. It may resemble an elder, includes many. Well, I'm thinking the elder is not an older person, but a tree. Yeah, I think it might be some kind of tree, but then includes many would be the wordplay. That doesn't seem right either. Oh no, I think family tree. It may resemble an elder, includes many. Yeah, I think it may resemble, might be family. Is that right? Or like a family likeness? And then an elder is a tree. And then maybe this is partly an and lit because the definition includes many. Kind of refers back to resembling an elder member of your family. I don't know. I don't quite get that. Ooh, this does look like, yeah, either it's going to be anti or that I is for Italian. Oh, Chianti, I think. I think pretentious, and I think we've seen this before, is Chichi, Chichi, and we only have half of that, and then opposed to. That would make sense. Every man on diet, after time, eating seconds, becoming most large. I think most large is going to be the definition. If it is, then it probably ends in EST. Yeah, so every man would be I or me on diet. Or maybe it's a word for every man after it loses some letters. After time could be simply after a T. Eating seconds just as maybe we put an S. Oh, maybe it is, yeah, maybe it is literally diet. After time. Oh, I thought of tidiest and I disregarded it because it didn't mean most large. But of course, you can say I was paid a tidy sum. So I think if you're paid the tidiest sum, then it's the most large. So time, every man, diet, eating, S. Ooh, stuff. Yeah, it could be current or correct. What you can do to the WWW. Well, of course, you can omit the WWW. Who remembers back in the old days when we had to type out all three W's like cavemen and then the full stop, and then eventually learning that you could omit that usually, not always, but usually. Yeah. don't get it. I'll come back to that one. As maestro will do to ensure behavior. Well, of course, a maestro can be a conductor. I think I'm with Seinfeld on that. Why do the conductors insist on being called maestro? Anyway, and then I suppose to ensure behavior, good conduct, good behavior. Making comeback, damn celebrity. Oh, what thing is making a comeback? Oh, damn, you might say rats. So if that makes a comeback, you get a star. Dopey grin. Well, I would have spelled dopey with an E, but anyway, dopey grin, that's seen in proposal. Is it simply a hidden clue? No, I don't see that. But I think dopey maybe is indicating an anagram of grin, and maybe you produce a ring for the proposal. All right. Now our small drink. A small drink might be a thimble full. Adjacent to a finger. Well, I suppose since a thimble would go on the end of your finger, and I think they're also making a comparison to getting a finger of scotch or whatever. All right, bad neighbor. Ooh, I'm wondering about rogue. Rogue for bad. Yeah, maybe it is an anagram of taste, and therefore the answer rogue whatever would be a way of cluing the word taste. And of course the surface is very good at counting, because I think people say there's no accounting for taste. All right, what is the a rogue state, of course, and that could be a bad neighbor too. Oh, I think that is the bad neighbor. Well, not exactly confident in how that is working, but I think that's right. All right, say this culture. Oh, you have to break it after this. So this, as in 26 across, is an example of a clue. And then it is the word culture. All of the even letters disappear, leaving us with clue. That's very clever. All right, just this stuff. Let me pause, finish my coffee, and think about that. Well, the first thing I realized, and if you're a regular viewer, you know that I have trouble with my ENCE versus ENSE, but I did realize that one down presence OM only has one C and one S, so that must be recompense with an S. And of course with the World Wide Web you can surf it, and that sounds somewhat like surf. I think I would have said more surfeit, or not quite that, but a surfeit. I don't know. It's like a caterpillar or centipede thinking how he walks. You can't do it once you think about it. Anyway, I think that is the stuff. All right, we don't have a check all button. We'll find out next week if I made any mistakes. If you spot anything wrong, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.